said for when you guys play in as many big games as you do against as many ranked opponents as you do, where they really do just become like any other game?
I mean, you know, we play in the SEC, one of the toughest leagues in the college football. So, you know, you just have to take every game week by week and just play that game for that game. You can't look back, you can't look forward, and you just have to keep pushing yourself every game. So.
Bradley, Coach talked a little bit about, obviously Texas A&M has two great ends, but he said they do so much that it's really not just going to be the tackles that are going to have to, you know, be pressured in this game. You know, what about you guys on the interior? When they have great ends, what is your role in making sure that the tackles are able to do their job?
I mean, you know, you have to take care of your box, like Coach Saban always says. You control your box and do what you have to do. And, you know, being at center, you know, I control my box and also relay messages out to everyone else. But, you know, we just have to – everybody tries to play the best they can all week. So, you know, it's not just on the tackles or just on the guards or just on me. And so, you know, we just have to go play our game.
What does it feel to, I don't know if you are aware of this, but to hear that Jonah and Jalen were both honored by the SEC for their performance against Tennessee, I guess, especially maybe for Jonah, you know, another guy on the line with you?
I mean, it's great. You know, Jonah's doing a really good job for us this week and, you know, or this year. And, you know, Jalen's also playing very well. So, you know, it's great when you have anybody contribute to the team.
The rushing performance you guys had against Tennessee, I mean, it was just big numbers and big runs. You know, did anything seem to work better this week? Do you feel like you guys played maybe at your peak this week?
I mean, you know, each week you try to get better from week to week, and you know, we've always put an emphasis on our run game, and that's, you kind of take pride in that as offensive lineman. And you know, this week it happened to us, so you know, just keep pushing and try to get better next week.
Saw a lot of plays run to the outside where we're seeing the receivers and tight ends throwing blocks out there as well. Just from an offensive lineman's perspective, how do you rate how the receivers are blocking downfield?
I mean, that's great. I mean, we're having long runs, so you have to have wide receivers and backs and everything blocking, so you know, it's working out for us.
What do you remember about A&M's pass rush and just their defense in general from previous seasons?
You know, they've always had a good defense, and you know, this year it's no different story, and we'll just have to come to play this week.
Couple more.
Being back home, obviously you're coming off two big-time road games. Is it nice to kind of get back to Bryant-Denny?
Yeah, it's definitely nice getting back to our fans and you know, just our atmosphere.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Separates Trevor Knight and makes him a little bit different.
He's a great quarterback. We went against a lot of great quarterbacks, and we're going to have a good game plan against them, and we got to execute our game plan just like we do every other week.
What do you remember from the Sugar Bowl?
I didn't play in the Sugar Bowl that year because I had torn my ACL early on in the season. So from watching the film and on the sideline, he's a great quarterback. He can make big plays at any time in the moment, and we just have to contain him just like any other quarterback.
This is going to be the seventh game Alabama's played against the top 10 team in the last 3.5 seasons. I know everyone always says it's any other game, but when you play that many high-level games, does it really just become like any other game?
Around here, yeah, it's just another game. I would just execute it and prepare for it just like it's the next game, like it is. We're not going to make a big deal out of it. We're just going to go out there and do what we do.
Dalvin, as a defensive player, do y'all sort of miss the noise from the home crowd, especially with the student section when y'all go on the road for big games like you've been on?
Yes and no. Yes, because it helps affect the offense a lot more, and no, because sometimes you just can't get the call sometimes, and it's hard to echo the calls when they're in yak motion and stuff like that.
You guys scored another defensive touchdown. It just seems to be common with you guys. Do you feel like it's contagious almost? Like as soon as there's a turnover, you guys are thinking 6?
I feel like it's contagious from week to week. We pride on ourselves on turnovers, so we're trying to get in the end zone to help our team get points. It's like a big thing for us now.
7 different guys on the defense have now scored a touchdown. Do they kind of, I don't know, talk smack at all to the guys who maybe haven't gotten in the end zone yet?
They might talk a little bit in practice every now and again, but it's not really a big thing. That they just want to contribute to our team and just a team effort.
How important will it be to get those turnovers this weekend?
It's going to be pretty important because the turnovers is going to help change the not motivation, but the influence of the game, put the favor in our hands and get our offense the ball more if our defense doesn't get in the end zone with it.
You've got a team that's as explosive on the outside with their receivers as Texas A&M. What do you guys need to do up front to help out the secondary?
Up front, we need to collapse the pocket as much as we can, affect the quarterback, bat some balls down, and just affect the quarterback throughout the whole game.
Dalvin, what is it about you guys turn pretty much into offensive? You don't ever get blocked in the back or holding or anything. I mean, just the teaching that detail that you turn into offensive guys blocking once there's a turnover. I know you go to the nearest number and set up a wall, right?
Pretty much like playing special teams. You just know you can't block in the back, clip and stuff like that. Like a kickoff return, you're gonna make blocks and stuff like that. So it's pretty much like you're just going to a special teams aspect.
How much do you guys work on that? I mean, is it every day? Or?
Yeah, in practice, when we get turnovers and interceptions in practice, we have to turn and run and make blocks in practice. So it's pretty much, I'm gonna say, everyday thing.
Let's do a couple more now. Who's the toughest running back on your team to bring down in practice?
The toughest running back. They're all pretty tough to bring down. Yeah, so it's not one definite because all of them run pretty hard in practice and in the games that you've seen recently. So they're all pretty tough right now.
Anything else? But in that time, do you feel like you've already kind of gotten used to the idea of the quote-unquote big game?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, it takes a lot of experience to say you really, you know what that's about. But I mean, at the same time, every game that we play here is a big game. I feel like a lot of people have a target on our backs, and so everybody gives us their best game, and so it kind of reflects every week what that big game mentality is. And you learn quick around here that every team's going to give you their best shot. Every team's going to give you everything that they have. So you just got to be able to adjust to it.
Damien, is there any competition among the running backs? Just because you see Bo obviously had a big run, and you've obviously had big runs, Josh, BJ. When you see Bo do that, do you want to get out there and do that?
I mean, not really. There's no competition within the room. We're just it's a brotherhood in the room, and anytime one of us has a big play, we're the first guys to go over and love the guy up. Congratulate him on his big play. We know that we all we got. That's what we say in the room every single day, and so we really lean on each other, depend on each other. So it's real great whenever one of us has those big moments, or all of us. Really, all of our running backs have made great plays this year. So it's just great that we can put together a group and make big plays.
A&M's pass rush gets a lot of attention. What's your role in this week's game in making sure the offense runs like it should?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that yet. I mean, we haven't put in any sort of game plan yet. So we'll figure that out today.
Damien, both Jalen and Jonah were honored by the SEC's Players of the Week. I don't know if you knew that, but I guess what's it like to find out that they were honored, and what have you seen from both of those guys?
I mean, they're both tremendously talented. Jalen, he's become a great leader for this offense, and it's not just the offense, but the team as a whole. A lot of guys look to him for his positive energy, his attitude, his toughness, his leadership abilities. Can't give him enough credit. But Jonah, he's one of the anchors of this offense. He's on the front line. Every play starts with them. So to have guys like that can be recognized nationally, that's key for our offense. And he helps everything run smooth.
Is it weird for you to think of those guys are freshmen, they're younger than me, to see them having that success out there?
I mean, not really. No, just simply no.
Do a couple more questions. When you have a mobile quarterback like Jalen, how important is it for you guys, or does it become that much more important for you guys to be sound blockers, just given that he's apt to take off with the ball?
I mean, definitely. You definitely want to protect your quarterback in all situations, but having a mobile quarterback, it gets a little bit tougher because you have to block more downfield, whenever he takes off. But, we take pride in that, and, we do anything that we can to protect him.
In your 2 seasons, obviously, you have a mobile quarterback. Coker wasn't as mobile last year. Are the lanes just so much bigger for you because they have to, be thinking about Jalen possibly taking off too?
I mean, I guess. I don't really look at it that way. We just try to do all the things we can to make our offense run smoothly.
from the front line, skill players, quarterback. We all just try to do our jobs and get positive yards every play, and we just want our offense to run smoothly.
Shaun, has it gotten to the point where the defense goes into games and I don't want to say you guys are waiting for someone to make a play and score a touchdown, but has it gotten to the point where you're almost anticipating that happening?
Well, I mean, we come out, as a defense, and we're always on each other about, who's gonna make a play this week and things like that. So, just carries over into the game. Has everybody, wanting to make a play. So somebody just always steps up. So we gotta keep on continuing to do that.
You anxious to get on the board?
Yeah, I'm anxious. Very anxious. I mean, inside linebacker still hasn't scored a touchdown yet. So we still gonna be waiting.
Have you seen any? I know you guys haven't watched film yet, but just obviously they played a lot of national games. Anything from Texas A&M and specifically Trevor Knight?
Well, I mean, I know Trevor Knight. He's a really good quarterback, and I heard they got a really good freshman running back also. So we're gonna have to come out and have a good week of practice, and come out Saturday and execute.
Dalvin talked about when you're playing a team that's got a mobile quarterback and explosive receivers, the defensive line needs to collapse the pocket. What do the linebackers need? What's their role in slowing down the Aggies?
Well, I mean, it's just going to be important that, we keep eyes on the quarterback because he can always, scramble out. And it's going to be important that, when he scrambles, like, everybody's going to have to stay on their mans because, a lot of times guys can scramble and somebody lose their man and throw the ball. So, I mean, all 11 guys are going to have to do their job on Saturday.
Do you feel like it's easier to prepare for a quarterback like that going against Jalen in practice?
Well, I mean, anytime you have mobile quarterbacks, practicing against, it definitely helps. So that way it won't be, brand new to you when you play on Saturday. So when you're having a dual threat quarterback definitely helps us prepare for a team like Texas A&M.
Being back home, you've had two tough road games, I should say. Is it nice to come back to Bryant-Denny?
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's definitely nice. I mean, it feels like we haven't played a home game in a long time. So it'll be great, to be back playing home, have our own 102,000 there. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
This is another quote-unquote big game. College game day is going to be here, but this is almost like a weekly thing at this point around here. Does it just become normal for you guys after a while?
Well, I mean, anytime you play in the SEC, every game is going to be a big game. So, I mean, we're going to just have to come out, execute on Saturday, have a great week of practice. That way Saturday we can come out ready to play ball.
What was the defense's response, I guess, after the performance against Tennessee? I know some of y'all were disappointed with maybe not finishing strong against Arkansas.
Well, I mean, we came out and played pretty good. I mean, we still got a lot of things that we can correct. We still gave up 10 points at the end of the day, but I mean, other than that, and to hold a good team to 10 points, I mean, that was pretty good.
Shaun, do you feel like individually you've met your expectations for this season so far, exceeded them? Where do you feel like you've played individually?
I mean, I think I've been playing okay. I just want to do whatever I can, to help the team week in and week out. So, I mean, it's a team sport. All 11 guys, doing their job.
Is there anything that you specifically want to get better at as the season progresses?
Well, I mean, there's still a lot of things I got to work on. So, I mean, I'm just gonna use the things that I have to work on, every day at practice, and hopefully I can get better at it.